Hello, I'm Dr. Harold Eberle. I get the privilege of teaching a course at Wagner Leadership Institute. The title of the course is Victorious Eschatology. That subject is my passion. Eschatology refers to our understanding of the future. What's going to happen between now and the return of Jesus Christ? And after that? What does the Bible teach about that? You see, I have a victorious eschatology. That means I'm looking for victory. I have an optimistic view. I believe that things are not going to get worse and worse. I wasn't always trained with a victorious mindset. Years ago, I belonged to a stream of Christianity where they trained me to think that everything is going to go downhill. Everything is going to get worse and worse. And the church at the very end will just escape before the world is totally destroyed. I believed that and even taught it. But through the years, I began studying and kept coming across scriptural truths that didn't fit that scenario. Most importantly, the image of the kingdom that is spoken about in the Bible. That Jesus, as Isaiah chapter 9 says, he came into this world as a child, but all authority be given to this child, and there'll be no end to the increase of his government. That his government would increase and increase and increase. And then Jesus came and told parables about this kingdom, that it would grow like seeds in the soil. It would grow like yeast in dough. It'd start as the smallest of all seed, but grow to be the biggest tree in the garden. It was things like that that just opened my eyes up to say there must be more to this. And Jesus, with confidence, he says, I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it. I gave myself to study things like this for over 15 years. Out of that study came a book. I co-authored this book with Dr. Martin Trench. It's entitled Victorious Eschatology. This book will be the source of much of the information that I'm going to be presenting to you. This book has been endorsed by many leaders who, if I said their names, many of you would know them. I'll just mention the one you should know, the late Dr. C. Peter Wagner. He wrote the foreword to the second edition of this book. He often, when he was speaking in front of crowds, he would raise and present this book as the book that presents his eschatology, the eschatology that he has come to believe. I want to present it to you. And when I present it to you, we'll give you an overview first, give you the big picture, but then we're going to focus in on specific Bible passages. We'll look at Matthew chapter 24, because that's the chapter where the disciples asked Jesus, what are the signs that are going to precede your coming? And what about your coming? And what about the end of the world? Jesus gives the answers in Matthew 20, 24, and 25. Then we're going to look at Daniel chapters 2 and 9, because Daniel got to see a vision of the future. How is it going to unfold? Well, it'd benefit us to look and see what God taught him. Then we'll look through the book of Revelations, and we'll go through every chapter. And I'd like you to see it not as a book of defeat, but a book of Jesus Christ as King and Lord, and him coming out at the end, being totally victorious and redeeming his people and creation itself. That's what we'll be covering. We have good news. If you can change your concept from one of pessimism to one of optimism, you will come to realize that the greatest days for the church are ahead of us. The greatest days for Christianity are ahead of us. The greatest men and women of God who have ever walked the earth are going to walk it in the future. And the greatest revival the world has ever seen is in the future. I'd like to talk to you about this. I would like to have some time with you and join hearts with you and us come out together with this confidence that indeed God is doing these great things in the earth and we can partner with him to do it. Well, I look forward to seeing you. God bless you. Victorious Eschatology with the Wagner Leadership Institute. Please join us.